Guess who's guess who's back? Still smelling blow on my clothes like Krispy Kreme. I was cooking them O's. Now I'm just playing. Hey y'all, it's Jay Lovelii. She back. I'm finna get back into my YouTube thing, you know. Life been really hitting me hard. Not in a bad way, but just being busy and trying to elevate and progress. I haven't really been on here that much. The last time I came on here was real quick. Today we are going to talk about relationships and the expectation that we have within our relationships and how they are so unrealistic, okay? And I might be a little longer than usual on this one. We don't know, but okay, let's just talk about growing up, right? So growing up, for me personally, I was one of them weird children. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really care about marriage. You can ask one of my oldest best friends. I even told her as a child that I didn't see myself being married. I really didn't see it. I saw myself having a child, maybe more than one. But I didn't see myself being married because I didn't understand the purpose of it. I didn't understand the point. And that's not to say I was not around other married people, because it's a lot of married people in my family, and immediate family, extended family. Like, my family gets married, okay? But it wasn't really instilled in me from adults around me, even those that were married, that I need to be married to be happy, successful, XYZ. That was not something that resonated for me. So as a child, I just didn't see marriage as being a goal of mine. Not saying that I'm opposed to it, but in the grand scheme of life, I just don't care about it. That does not mean I did not want a companion. That doesn't mean that I don't want to be with someone. It just means that marriage is not a huge deal to me. So I was very weird, right? But we have been taught through society, movies, shows, poster boards, billboards, everywhere, that the American dream is go to school, graduate, get married. From day one, watching Disney and all of these, reading books, and it's just always this glamorization of relationships, right? Boy meets girl, boy convinces girl to be his, they get married, or live happily ever after, have children, XYZ is no problems, right? It's just all good, or the problems are so small, it's smooth, right? We did not know what a real relationship consisted of. Even if we were in the midst of having parents that were together, even if they had problems, you still didn't see relationships for what they really were. You still glamorized the good relationships that you saw on TV and in the media, right? So this creates a problem. It creates a lack of realism when it comes to how we relate to each other as male, female, or any kind of aspect, you know, not to eliminate my LGBTQ family. But however you decide to see yourself in a relationship, it created a very unrealistic viewpoint, right? So now we get in our relationships and we are looking for fulfillment. Nothing wrong with looking for fulfillment. You should be fulfilled with every aspect of your life, right? So your friendships, relationships, your jobs, all of that. You should look for fulfillment. However, the fulfillment that many of us, I will say us because even though I'm not in this mind state anymore, the fulfillment that many of us would look for is completion, right? You look for completion. You look for someone to make you happy, right? You don't look for someone to compliment you. You look for someone to fulfill everything in you that you are missing. So we look for these relationships because we are in lack. We are lacking something within ourselves. And we have been taught that, hey, whatever you lacking, you're going to get it from your significant other, okay? Especially women. Men too, but women in a different way, because we are the damsel in distress. We are the princess that needs rescuing. We are always needing a man to do everything for us. You know, this is what society painted a picture for us. I was already forward thinking at a young age where I never wanted to depend on a man for nothing. That was not no. I was like I said, young thinking that. That didn't mean I didn't like boys. That didn't mean I didn't see myself in relationships. I just didn't want a man to come through and rescue me to the point where I had to depend on him for everything. My life was in his hands. I didn't want that at all. Now, some women are okay with that, but I'm not, because if a man can run my life, that means he can destroy it. Like, what? No, that was not for me. So now, like I said, we have this unrealistic view of relationships where we just want to be completed. The goal for me at this point in my life, I generally don't tell my age that much, but I'm 32 years old, right? 32 years old. I've been single for a long time because I'm not looking for someone to complete me. And I see that a lot of men want to feel that, like, they want to feel so needed. They want that power, that control that comes from the women that are looking for that completion. Because when they have a woman that's looking for completion, they have control over her happiness and her unhappiness, right? So some men, that is what fulfills them, because they empty inside, or they lacking something inside. I don't want men that are like that. I don't want this. A lot of relationships are very different from when the previous generations, as we always talk about this generation for some reason, is very different now, because we are, as women, we are able to fulfill ourselves. So we are looking for men that already have their own sense of fulfillment when we come into union, there is not a neediness. It's not a codependency. It's a interdependency. It's a, you my partner, we are equal. You are my helpmate. You help me and I help you. You come in where I lack and vice versa. It's not a, oh my God, I need somebody to make me happy. I need somebody to fulfill me. I need somebody so that I can live the life that I want to live. You should be able to live the life that you want to live regardless of who is present or not. That's the real fulfillment. I have lost a lot of people. I have lost people to life and people to death. And what that taught me is I cannot depend on anybody for my happiness but me, because I am always going to be with me. My child, she's going to grow up and leave one day, and what does that leave me? You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking to other people to fulfill me, that will be the only person that sometimes as women, we look at our children to fulfill us. That's a crazy ass task to put on a little person, right? So I don't look for fulfillment outside of myself at all. I look for it within me. And what that means is, yeah, I get fulfillment outside of myself in certain ways, but I have to come inside of me, introspect on what it is that makes me feel fulfilled before I go outside and get it. That makes sense? Of course it does. And it's this, oh, what do you bring to the table? Oh, I hate that question. I hate it. 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 And of course, everybody got their own answers. Oh, I am the table. Or what do you mean what I bring to the table? Or the common thing is, I'm going to bring you peace and this and happiness and blah, blah, blah. I'm not one of them people that I'm going to list off a bunch of credentials to you about what I bring to the table. Okay, I understand we get certain, we ask certain questions like we on a job interview when it comes to dating. But the real question, instead of what do you bring to the table, is you need to ask yourself, instead of asking somebody else what they bring to the table. You need to ask yourself, what do you want on your table? Because I need to know what it is that you want more so than what it is that I bring. Because I could bring you a bunch of shit, but if it's not the shit that you want, what's the purpose? And if it's something that you want that I could compromise with you, or I don't mind bringing to the table, that's the main thing. Y'all don't know what y'all want on y'all table. And this is why it's very important for introspection. It's very important to know who the fuck you are. It's very important to know what the fuck you want. It's very important to know how to get that shit from other people and from yourself and from your life. You know, for me, when I date men, since I make my own money, that does not mean he got to be broke. Hell no, I'm never dating another broke man. Y'all can say what y'all want to in the comments. Y'all can say what y'all want to everywhere. I will never date another broke man. And broke is more so a mindset and also in your wallet too. Okay? But I will never date another broke man because I'm not a broke woman. Financially, mentally, spiritually, I am fully whole and fully aware. Yeah, I still have issues. Yeah, I still have growing to do. But I am still a whole woman, which means I don't need anybody. Like, I don't need anybody. I don't need not one person. Now, I need people to help me, of course, but it's not one specific person that on the planet that I'm just going to need. You feel me? There are people that I want around me, but please believe whether these people are here or not, my life will be fulfilled. I will be successful. I will be everything I want myself to be. Okay? That being said, introspection, like I said, is very important when it comes to relationships. And last point, because I have to talk about this because it's a trending topic, how people kind of beat up on people like Will and Jada, right? This Will and Jada have literally a common relationship. Their relationship is not different. It's not against the norm. What's not normal is how they actually let so many people into their relationship, right? So now that people are in their relationship, there are so many people judging. It's so much judgment, but their relationship is realistic. It's real. Y'all know how many people you know have been cheated on? Think about it, including yourself. And how many people that you know have been cheated on that stayed? How many people that you know grow apart in their relationships? How many people do you know that makes the money that they make? How many people do you know that still have a friendship within their relationship like them? Because despite what we see and what they have shared and what we judge about their relationship, we don't really know the ins and outs all the way. But when you see them interact with each other, they talk to each other like best friends. They are very comfortable. They're not romantic because let's be real, romance is not always going to be present in the relationship. Once you get comfortable, once you be around somebody for a long time, the whole, oh, let me impress them constantly thing, that shit go out the window. Naturally, right? Because it's like, okay, this person is here with me. That does not mean you stop impressing them or stop loving them and stop working to show that they are loved. But that means you don't have to do as much work. That's just like a job. The more you get promoted, the less you got to do, right? But the more money you make, right? It's the same thing in relationships. So it's like, okay, in the beginning, you have to establish boundaries. You got to establish all these things. You got to talk. You got to make sure you prove to this person that they worthy, you love them. And then once you finally get to a point where you're comfortable, y'all trust each other, you don't have to do as much. It's the same thing. So for them, that's what they want. Some of y'all have glamorized relationships that you want romance all the time. You want somebody to do grand gestures and show you love all the time, all day, every day. If the person ain't calling you or texting you constantly, they don't love you. If a person is in a bad mood and they might snap on you, you know, because we all do this before. You know, sometimes you have these moments in life where you're not feeling great about yourself or your life, and you might take it out a little bit on somebody unknowingly or, you know, not on purpose. And y'all just treat that as if, oh, this person just don't love me. Now, I will never say continuously deal with mistreatment, but some of the problems that we in this generation have, we do not have any conflict resolution tools. We haven't learned them. We don't even want to talk, or when we do talk, it's my point is more important than your point. It's not hey, let's come together and let's defeat the problem. It's, hey, nah, it's me against you because you ain't listening to me and I'm not listening to you. This is why things are never going to progress. This is, like I said, this is outside of marriage. I don't believe anybody has to be married to solidify their love. But if you want to have harmonious relationships with your partners, you have to learn conflict resolution tools, okay? And that means stop making everything about you. That means learning to listen with understanding. Because communication, everybody's like, oh, communication. The biggest part of communication is not talking. It's listening. The next point out of listening is learning how to express yourself in a way that somebody can understand. Okay? We got to stop glamorizing relationships in general, because especially women, like I said before, so many of us, we wait to live our life the way that we want to live it because we are waiting on a man. Men don't do that. Men are going to go get whatever the fuck they want. And then on the flip side, you got men who don't really know what they want, but they are going after an image. Because men really do care a lot about what other people think, more so than women, I believe, from my experience. So it's like we have to get to a point where you're not looking to somebody else to make you feel whole, to make you happy. Of course, in a relationship, you should be happy. This person should do things to make you feel loved, but you should know how to be happy with or without your significant other. Major key. People say it all the time, but it's real. And that's how I know that when I am in a state where I'm going to be with a man, I'm not going to need much from him but the small things. Because, like I said, I'm fulfilled. I have basically everything that I want in life. My bills are paid with money still in the bank and it's steady coming in. I'm living my life abundantly. Like I could travel whenever I want to. I could do really basically whatever I want to. I buy whatever I want to when I feel like it. So when it comes to a man coming in, he has to bring me a sense of peace that does not come with just me being by myself, if that makes sense. Well, I feel like I have kind of touched bases on everything that I want to talk about today. But if you see this and you want me to talk about anything in particular, my viewpoints on anything, do not be afraid to comment below. Share this video. Please subscribe. And you guys, life is so good. It's amazing. Like, I can't even. I love you guys. Bye.